Hello everyone, Simon here from myforexmagicwave.com. Making this a small video about what's happening in EUR-AUD. There was a short setup last night, right, which didn't work out. And then I was looking into it, that why it didn't work out and what really happened. And I found out something which I want to share with you guys. And it's a very good learning experience as well. There are things, in Elliott Wave, especially. That's why I, always said that, should practice and learn a little bit about it. But there are too many things, and sometimes something happens which usually it doesn't, right? And we just overlook that. So that's what happened yesterday. But finally, I caught it, and then losing 20 pip is not a big deal. The big deal is that to find out exactly what is happening, even if you're wrong, find out your mistake and correct it, right? So that's we're gonna do here in this video. So I always show you here. Let me see the Elliott wave concept, right? It's this, right? Most of the time we talk about this because that's what happened 80-90% of the time. Simple five wave correction, 1 2 3 4 5, and ABC. An impulse wave, 1 2 3 4 5, and a correction in ABC fashion, around 61% or 78%. It depends, right? And then when you're going in impulse wave, 1 2 3 4 5, this is how it unfolds usually, right? It's a very simple way, and there are complicated ways as well, but I just follow the simplest way. So 1 2, then wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5, like that. Simple as that. So in this you can see that wave 2 and wave 4 are similar and coming down like ABC fashion, right? These are two corrective waves. Usually this is a sharp down move around, like maybe making a Gertley pattern. First pull back to 61%, then it goes up and then comes to 78%, right? Or straight down to 61 and then go up, or straight down to 50 or 78%, it goes up. There's a lot of variation for wave 2. And usually wave 4 comes in sideways correction. I'm showing here, like a down zigzag kind of fashion, right? But most of the time it comes like there's a law of alternation. Means if this is a sharp down move as a zigzag, then you will have a flat sideways correction here in 4. And if wave 2 somehow ends up in flat correction, sideways flat correction as wave 2, then you will have a sharp drop, wave 4, right? But the first scenario is like 90% of the time. So wave 2 is usually the sharp drop as either a Gertley or bad pattern, or a zigzag, where B is only 38%, and the wave 4 usually ends up at ABC flat, or it's sideways correction, but A and then B is like around 61% of this A, and then it drops more, around 38% or 50%. And then it goes up for wave 5. So this is we usually, and then the flat correction, which is completely, we call a flat correction, is like this. So as you have 1 and 2, right? Here you make a Gertley or a bad pattern, then you go up here for wave 3. Then the A equal B equals C, right? They are almost the same size. The B doesn't go above 3 and C doesn't go below A. It's just a sideways A, B, C, and wave 4. This is called a flat correction, and the wave 5 goes to the upside from there on, right? But there are a couple of other. That's why you heard me probably saying that the wave 4 is the most nastiest and most dangerous wave to trade. One should, stay away from it. But if you understand it, you can trade it, right? But I myself missed it completely last night, because of the fact that what happened was like not very common. Let me show it to you, and then we will talk about it. So there are a couple of other flat corrections in wave 4, which are called irregular correction. You have a regular correction, and then you have irregular. Irregular means they're not, they're like random sizes and random moves. One of them is irregular correction, and the other one is the expanded correction. All right. Now we're going to talk about the expanded correction. As you can see, understand from this name of it, expanded. So what happened is that every move, instead of a retracement of the previous move, it expanded, right, or extension, or goes beyond the starting point. So this is how it is. You see that here? So this is called expanded, means this one, right? Means what happened here is that the wave 3 is here, and you all should have this in your package. It's not that I made it yesterday. I made this diagram probably 10 years ago. So the wave 3 ends up here, right? Then you have wave A. Now you expect B and then C down here, right? But sometimes when the pressure is too much to the upside, right, or the right-hand side currency is getting a lot weaker, or the left-hand side currency getting strong, right, into this area, then that doesn't happen. What happens is that because of the buying pressure is too much, then this B ends up a little bit above the end of wave 3, right? And you can easily get confused and see this as a wave 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. Like wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, even then, it's perfectly fine. So if you consider this wave 3, then where are you supposed to go? Down for wave A of wave 4. So you come down here for wave 4, fine, thank you, right? But then you expect wave B and wave C to the downside. Consider that. But the only thing that I overlooked last night was an expanded flat, which is this, right? So what happened is that it came down here as wave A, but it wasn't wave A, it was A, B, and C completing wave 4. And then it started to go up for wave 5. And remember, my wave count was on the 20-minute chart, right? Which is our entry. So when it started to go up, it gave the entry right here, a short entry, right? Now, not understanding that it could be a flat, I was aware that this is probably going to drop, right? So taking short wasn't a very good idea because I always tell you guys that, try to stay away from wave 4 trading. So I should be avoiding that. But I took it and lost like around 18 pip here. That's fine. That happens all the time, right? But I had a couple of trades, including like this one earlier, and then I had made something, so it doesn't mean anything that okay, yeah, I lost here 20 pip, here 18 pip, no big deal. But what the heck is that? All right, so what? Man, where's that chart that I was talking about? Here, right? Not this one. I lost the track here. Now the flat, right? So this is exactly what the flat expanded flat is, right? And it's a rare kind. It doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't show up most of the time, but it is there. This is happens once in a while. That once in a while was last night. And actually not last night, but still we just finished that wave 5, right? This is how we are doing it right now. Okay. I made this chart already. So this is the trend line, the channel. It never came here because it's the pressure to the upside. So what happened here? Look, I made this chart. It's not that I was totally wrong. I made this chart here that, it's wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and wave 4. That was a perfect, nice chart. The only thing is that it came down here, and then it went above wave 3, and then came down below wave A, and I placed an expanded flat here, right? Which I couldn't see. And then I made another chart after that this probably is doing this, right? So it came down. So wave A is finished, and then wave B is finished, and it's supposed to be lower than 3, and then come down to wave C for 38%. That would be the logical wave 4, and then followed by to the upside wave 5. And that was, I was waiting actually that, when the wave 5 starts, then I'll go, get it along either 20-minute or 7-minute entry. So after that, what happened? It continued going up, ended up here, right? So I said, okay, this could be, still it was, when it was below 3, I made this chart that, okay, instead of this was B, it dipped here and it went up and then start to dip here. So I thought, okay, maybe this is wave B, perfectly fine, a little bit less than, lower than 3. And now we are coming down, and nicely we're going to come down and touch 38% here and then go up. But that didn't happen. It went up a little bit more and a little higher than 3. And because it wanted to make it flat, it wanted to screw me up, right? So my analysis, right? So this is what happened. So it went up here. So then my mind went up that, okay, this could be the end of wave 3 and not this. Instead of thinking this could be A, B, and C to the downside. So I said, okay, if this is wave wave 3, then this could be wave A, and then here, a very nice and clean B, and could go up a little bit more here, make like a head and shoulder pattern, right? And then drop for wave C. Very, very common thing. But that common didn't happen last night. It has to be uncommon. And, so what happened is that actually there was A, B, C flat correction was finished, and this was the starting of wave 5. So when this is a short setup that I was talking about, it was a very clean short setup anyway, right? So, but I was expecting that the wave 4 is coming, and I don't trade, for what are you going to trade from here to here for? It's a 20-minute chart anyway, 30, 40 pip. But I'm not going to lie to you. I made the entry, and then I lost 18 pip. No big deal. But yeah, this is what happened really. This was ABC correction, and expanded flat, finished here as wave 4, around 38%, and then we went up for wave 5 without having any long entry whatsoever. This was my long entry here, and and then after that, it went up in a straight line. This was a very big number here, 65.97. It blew past this one and then all the way hitting this TL, right? Now, the reason for that was we already saw when we were doing the analysis yesterday in the webinar, and we were looking at, let me see if I can find it here. Instead of, like, remember that Euro index, wave 4, and I was expecting a wave 5 coming to the upside. That is exactly what happened here. Not exactly. I mean, we didn't even, get close to that. We are still in that, nasty ranging condition. So that was wave 1. This is wave 2. This is wave 3. And this is sideways wave 4. We just hit the floor and bounced from there a little bit, right? So we went up more and more. I see that we may not have wave 5 to the upside, because it's been ranging a lot and trying to go up, but was failing and still failed, right? Yesterday or right now. As of today, we are here. So if you can pull the fib, come on, man. Okay, the last move is I think it's like 61% or 50%. More like 61%, right? 61%, we kind of stopped here. And then if we can stay here or below, and I don't know if there is a level or not, but then maybe we will just drop here. So time will tell. And if it starts to go up, then but now I don't think so, because we finished wave 5 down there in EUR-AUD. That is telling me that either euro is going to get weaker or Aussie is going to get strong a little bit. Now, yesterday, Aussie dollar also start to get weaker. Here, this is the Aussie. Now, here, you can clearly see what's happening, right? we have 1, 2, 3, and A, B, C, wave 4, and down here for wave 5. Now, this is the regular style wave 4, right? A, and then B is way above this end of wave 3. And then even, wave 4 is a little bit higher than this, right? It should be more, a little bit more, but that's okay. When the pressure is too much, then that's happened. So, but still very clear, 5 waves to the downside, and we might stay here and then reverse. After that comes what? Correction. So if you see this one, and we almost went to, we went in between 161 and 127. So we are basically at 127 bouncing, right? The extended level, 127, remember? So now this is the area that the Aussie dollar can bounce and then go back up here for wave A, then B, and then C, maybe around 61% of this whole move to the downside in 3 waves, ABC correction. So that is going to happen now. I'm going to make this chart a new chart after watching if we can finish the reversal candle here, right? And then, but like I said, that there are when you fall into wave 4, there are several different options. As it is, wave 4 is very low volume, nasty, wobbly, ranging kind of wave. And then you have different kind of version in there, right? You can have flat corrections, triangles, right, and complex corrections, correction after correction after correction, continue like euro index is doing right now. And so all sort of nasty things can happen, and then you can easily backfire in your entry, and that's what happened last night. So no big deal. Like I said, that if you stick to the plan and the rules of the Magic Ivy system, that you can never lose. Losing 18 pip is not a big deal because I had more than 100 pip already in the bag, so who cares, right? But losing 100 pip or 200 to 200 or 150 pip, that's where the problem is. A lot of people trade without a system, and then SL is 100 pip. What kind of nonsense is that? So that means that you have no idea what you're doing. You have the 100 pip, 200 pip SL. That means you think that this thing is gonna go against you 100, 150 pip, and you're giving it a room. No, I don't do that. So my take is that either it goes right away in my direction, or I kill the trade. My SL is always 25 pip. You know that, right? Our SL is 25 pip from the 20-minute chart. So I was wrong. I moved a little bit, and then poof, it went up and took me out and never gave me an entry. So I didn't bother. I was very tired, so I went to sleep. I said, what the hell with it? And then, after, if it is wave 5, then let it finish, and then we will see what happens. So really, it just went straight up and finished wave 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here finishing. Is going to retrace here, and then this A coming up here will come up here, and then you will have A coming up here, because the Aussie index going up means Aussie index is going to get strong, and then it will drop here, and then we will have like we have 1, 2, or A, B, and that A could have 5 subwaves in it, right? Because it can be an impulse wave. So we're going to drop here now. The idea is that we're going to drop here for wave A. So let's see how we're going to unfold, right? Now, a lot of people can easily, and even I can just go short here, but that is not our style. That is not our setup or the system requirement. We have to have a short setup so we can just watch it. So what is happening, at least you know where the bus is going, right? And you are not lost. So you can make a right move at the right time. And that's what we're going to do later on, not now. But this is the idea. It's a perfect count, very beautiful count. It's just that I didn't see this flat expanded correction. Okay, this is the expanded flat here, and very classic, very beautiful actually. ABC, it's a little bit above 3, and this is a little bit below A. Perfect by the book expanded flat, and after that it went up straight up to wave 5. Now, if you look at the 40-minute chart, wave 5 is also, if you pull the fib from here to here, top to bottom, you have the extended level 127 is already touched, right? So that is another good confluence point that, you know, the extension is finished, and from there on we're supposed to drop, right? And this is what the weekly EUR-AUD is doing, right? Now, if you know that the weekly, I am expecting all the way here. This is the chart that I made on the 12th October, that we are from here, we're going to go up, we're going to take out this 65.97, and obviously we have to take out, right? And then later on, we're going to take out the 67.26 and go all the way up. So what we did is we took out already 65.97 and kind of finishing wave 5. What we're going to do is maybe down a little bit, around 50% or 60%, wave 2, or wave whatever. If let's say if this is a correction, or I would say that this is impulse now, because we are going up, right? You can see it here, right? Big drop here, and now we're supposed to go up. So if that was impulse, then we will follow the correction A, B, C, and then either wave C or wave 3 will come to the upside. So a little dip here, and then go up here again. So eventually we will end up here, going up here. And for that, what we need is the euro weakness, and which we're not getting right now, but probably soon. And we need Aussie weakness, and that already started, right? We were expecting that, and it already started, and nicely it is dropping here, and all the way probably 38.17 it will come down. And this is the Aussie index 40-minute chart, and this is how you see 20-minute chart I just showed you. So right now, what we were originally thinking, that this thing is going to go down and EUR-AUD will go up, it is started. But it started the first leg, and now comes probably going to come a second leg or second wave, wave 2 or wave B. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C correction is about to come. That's the theory, that, you know, if we have finished here. That's another thing, that for whatever reason, Aussie start dropping. And if the reason is very strong, it may drop a little bit more. It can come to 1.618, right? 161%. You know, that happens all the time. No big deal. So either 127 or 161. So we are at 127. If we get stopped here and then start to move up, then my scenario is good, and we're going to see some. So what we're going to do is let it go up here and then drop, you know, A and then B. And going up there, we may see later on, in, you know, like somewhere here, a short setup. If it ranges here a little bit, it goes like this, and then the wave will go up and the price will come down, and then somewhere here maybe we'll get a short setup that we can take it tomorrow to the downside to finish wave A. Then it will go up for wave B or 2, and comes down for wave 3 or C, and we will have let's say 61% of this. This is the whole thing that we are looking at, right? So let's take a look. If this 5 waves finish, then 61% would be coming. You see how exactly it is coming to this level. It's not exactly, but you know, it is the top of this 64.48. So we could come here in 3 waves. So maybe the wave A will be hitting this area here, right? The high and this zone. Then it will go up here for wave B, and then come back down for wave C, or maybe coming straight down to wave, to create wave 2 or A, not A, then if it's gonna 2, or maybe, you know, there is a chance that it will just come down straight up, right? And not make a zigzag. So both scenarios are possible, but usually the 3 wave scenario is much better, and more often that happen. So we're gonna be waiting for a down move from now on, and correction will start. So that's what I wanted to teach you. This is a classic example of an expanded flat. It is a rare kind, and you know, you're not gonna see very often. Once in a while it shows up, and it has to shows up last night, right? So yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, you know, we beat the market all the time, but once in a while, you know, even Mike Tyson went down, right, a couple of times. So no big deal. So this is how it is, right? So we're gonna keep an eye on it and see what happens. But just pay attention to what is happening is important, and this is what I just showed you, that the perfect wave count 1, 2, 3, expanded flat wave 4, and straight up wave 5, and now we're gonna be dropping for wave A, right? So let's see what happened tonight, and I'll make the chart, a few charts that I need to make, like this one, right? And then I'll post on the Telegram, and we take it from there. Obviously, you understand that when this is what's happening in Aussie, then what will happen to pound Aussie, right? So we're not going to discuss anything else here in this video. Just wanted to show you that what happened in EA last night was an expanded flat, shows up after finishing wave 4. It went up for wave 5, and now the correction is coming. All right, so this is it for now, and have a very good rest of the trading week, and talk to you guys later.